and welcome back to the channel that is for everyone, for human beings who are on the path of being human, which I know includes everyone, but that is the point of this channel, is to be inclusive, relaxed, unedited, a real human being speaking to you, another real human being. And today I have so many thoughts, and let me just start off as always, or as often, like I do, centering myself, taking a deep breath, shoulders back, posture up. I'm very big on posture, and just trying to connect to the true human part of me. Is my microphone? No, it's doing its funny thing. Let me just get that corrected. And if I were editing, I would have edited that out. I'm not editing, otherwise it's a big friction and barrier to me uploading. And I just want you guys to realize that YouTubers are human beings. That's why I'm doing the raw, unedited channel. And today I've actually made notes. I want to talk about more female topics again: weight, aging, how we feel about age, beauty, a few things that I've been watching on Netflix that have triggered some feelings, the meaning of true inner beauty, and how we need people. And there's a YouTube I want to talk about. We need people who are holding the truth for us in society. What I mean is people who are just saying, fuck the beauty standards, fuck the weight thing, fuck this, fuck that. And I don't normally like to swear. Excuse me, I am still on the very end of my cold, flu, COVID, whatever. So there is still a bit of a cough and a tickle. I think I'm 99.9% better, but of course it lingers, it takes a while. The main thing I've been thinking about lately is, well, aging, because I'm turning 46 not long from now, soon. And from the perspective of me being, let's say, 80, this is young. This is so young. I just posted a video that's doing really well on how to accept aging. And I mean, I'm not even that old, but from 35 onwards, I know what it's like as a female to start to worry and panic. And then I've done all the things. You do lasers and you quickly do some Botox and you think about fillers and what can I do to prevent the wrinkles, and you do hectic. You start to buy the anti-wrinkle creams, even though you know there is no cream that's going to prevent wrinkles. You know this because if there were, there would be no woman with wrinkles. We would all be wrinkle-free if there were a solution. But over a certain age, every woman has wrinkles. Yes, even the ones that Botox, because you cannot Botox yourself into oblivion. I mean, yes, I have seen women who are so Botox that they don't make wrinkles when they move because they can hardly move their faces. I'm thinking of one esthetician that I've been to before. She's a doctor slash esthetician. Her face barely moves, but my boyfriend actually thought she was in her 50s. I thought she was younger than me because of her very, very smooth skin. But he says, no, she's old. And now it made me realize that you can do all the things and still come across as old, as your age. And it's probably the tone of her voice, the way she moves, something, the texture of her skin, the thinness. She's got a little bit of creping here. Who knows? But something is signaling to him old, even though her face is completely line free and smooth. And then you kind of think, well, then what is the point of spending time, effort, and money on any treatments if your age is still going to, somehow it shines through. And she's not the only one. I've seen other women who, they look tight, they look pulled, they look very shiny because of all the treatments or moisturizers or whatever the hell they're slapping on their face, but they still look their age. And it's come to me that, and as I'm going through the aging process now, and I would say it's really only sort of starting from now, 43 onwards, even your earlobes get thinner and they shrink. Obviously, if you wear heavy earrings, they get longer. It's this sort of skin here, because you can obviously Botox your whole face, but this, when you move, it's the chest skin. Even like I don't have chest wrinkles at all. I don't know why, if it's genetic or if it's just the way I sleep or if it's because I'm using retinol. Some women do already at this age. I don't have the wrinkles, but the skin, when you look at it, it's got that something about the texture, and the discoloration looks old. So there's the skin discoloration. There's all the little veins that break out. There's the little red spider veins, and you can laser those away, but they come back. Your hands show your age, your elbows, the back of your neck here as well. In fact, I've had this little itchy, flaky spot on my shoulder. So I asked my boyfriend to take a picture of it just so I could see. Obviously, I'm worrying about skin cancer and whatever. And he took a picture, and I looked at my back skin, and I'm like, that looks like an old lady. It's got all those sort of discoloration spots, which happen with age. And I see it here as well. There's a whole lot of this discoloration spot. So the older I get, the spottier I'm becoming. And I see it in other older women. It's just one of those things. When you've got white skin, you see it. I mean, I suppose it doesn't happen on darker skins, but the age shows up in that way. So what I'm saying is you can Botox, you can do filler, you can even have a facelift, but all the other markers and signs are still there. And I was speaking to a dentist. I went to pick up bleach. I bleach my teeth from time to time. I just think it looks better on camera. And of course, yeah, I like it. I don't over bleach. I don't want to be ridiculously white teethed. But anyway, and I was saying how it seems the older I get, the yellower they get faster. And the lady was saying, yes, they do, because your actual dentine wears away. What's it? The dentine. Is it the dentine or the something? Anyway, your teeth get more porous, and they actually shrink and shrivel too as you age. And then I thought, she's right. When I think about my father, around the time of his passing, thinking he not only did he have the yellowing of the teeth, which happens with age, but the actual teeth were not broad and flat and smooth anymore. So your teeth even age. So yeah, it just age happens from your hair down to your toes, down to your toenails. I mean, if you just look at somebody's hands from underneath like that, there's a YouTuber who I follow, beauty and stuff, and she holds up the products to the camera, and it looks like she's got a filter on her face, so you can't really see signs of aging, but the hands immediately look like a 50-plus-year-old woman. Even the skin around her nails is creasing, and here it looks like a shrunken prune. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying that even your fingertips show your age. Everything reveals your age. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with plastic surgery. I don't judge anyone. I really don't, because I've thought about it. I still feel like deep down I would want and would do a facelift, because why not? Why not? I don't know. This, I just think one day I don't know. And I have researched it, and I've thought, I don't know. I'm conflicted. Let's put it this way. I'm conflicted about it, and I think that's natural and normal. And if you have these conflicted feelings about aging, and even about your weight and about how you are in the world, I think it's normal to be very conflicted as a woman. On the one hand, we want to just say, fuck it, this is me, this is how I am, and just get on with our day, just like I think most men do. The beauty standards are creeping in towards men and their lives, but I don't think it's as much as women still. But I did have a man comment on my aging video and say he dyes his beard. So the men are feeling it too. But I think as women, we want to just unshackle ourselves from all of this. And then on the other hand, we don't. Because we want to feel pretty. We want to look acceptable. We want to fit in. We want to be told, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you look so young. I cannot think of a single woman who would not want to be told, oh, you look so pretty. You look so young. Your skin looks good. Your skin looks fresh. Wow, you look pretty today. Your makeup looks good. Or if you're not wearing makeup, whatever compliment, your hair looks good. We love it. We love it. We love to be told that we look, and whatever certain way it is, that we look okay. And it is false, because the outside is just what we were born with. It's what yeah, okay, a lot of it is grooming as well, and we can influence the outside. But so much of it is just what you were given, what you were given. And the only way you can change it, kind of the ish, is with plastic surgery. But there's a limit to everything. You cannot hack yourself into a completely different person. Well, I suppose you could, Michael Jackson, but then you just look like Skeletor. There is a limit. You cannot be, well, even now you get bone lengthening surgeries. I was going to say you can't be taller than what you were born, but you could. Okay, there is things you can do, but what is your bank balance? Can you afford it all? And at the end of the day, when you are on your deathbed, you want to think and say, geez, I spent thousands on all of this and I still died. And I'm still like, you end up in the same place anyway. So I'm conflicted and I don't have the answer. And I wish I did, because on YouTube, people turn to you for an answer. It's very rare that they just want to like tune in and click on a video for a discussion. But maybe that is the way YouTube is going. That's all I have for you guys, especially on this channel. I just have discussions. And I have moments where some days I look at myself and I think, it's all okay. It's okay to look older. It's okay to look 45. It's okay to have the graying roots showing. I mean, there's graying, you know, where it's okay. Like even my ankles are getting wrinkly. The skin, the everything, on my thighs, the sides here, when I sit a certain way and they're squished together, it's just so crepey and wrinkly. And for years when I was younger, I wanted to hide every imperfection. I was like, oh, and I would never have discussed that on camera. Like, no, you can't tell people your flaws. Don't just show them. I mean, that would have been abhorrent to me. Big word. But now it's like, fuck it, so what? We all have bodies that are weird. All of us. And the older you get, ladies, you know what it's like. There's even hair coming up my nose now that I have to trim and take care of. And some women have the excess chin hair. Well, I don't know. I just shaved my face now. I know the hair does not grow back any thicker. That's a myth. What else? Yeah, it's just, I mean, my butt, I can feel the sag. Sometimes the butt actually sits on the back of my thigh. So there's that. As I say, my skin is more spotty. It's getting these like these raised spots. It's not a mole. It's not a beauty spot. It's something to do with age. I showed a dermatologist, esthetician lady, and she said you can remove that with laser. We can sort of scrape them off. They have a name. I don't know what they are, but there's those skin tags. Yeah, I mean the joys. It's wonderful. So, what to do about this body that just, yeah, it just gets weirder and wrinklier. I was going to say uglier, but then I thought it's not really uglier, but in the eyes of the world, it's uglier. Well, you can do things if you can afford it, but I think you should do it with realistic expectations, because nothing will be the magic bullet. And at the same time, the most important thing you can do is to continually work on who you are as a person on the inside, because that is what counts. We know it's what counts. I know it's what counts. Who am I on the inside? And I need to ask myself that question every day. Am I loving? Am I calm? Am I compassionate? Am I gentle? Am I giving out goodness to the world, or am I inflicting ugliness, nastiness? Yeah, these are the things that count. So how am I as a person? Am I supportive? Am I whatever? All the things. And am I being kind to myself? Because that's where it starts. Because another person can look at me and they're going to think whatever they're going to think. But do I look in the mirror and say, and I don't, but I want to, do I look in the mirror and say, Louise, you are beautiful. No, I don't. It's hard to say that. It's hard for me to even say those words to the camera, but to look at yourself in the mirror, ladies, and really to look deeply into your own eyes as you are right now without changing a thing, no makeup, naked in the mirror, and just say, you are beautiful. You are worthy. You are so much more than enough. You are more than enough, and you always were. This is just a suit, and it is going to change, and it is going to sag, and it is going to wrinkle. And that happens for all of us. We're all in the same boat. We're just at different stages on the timeline. And I have to admit that I have looked at older women in public, at gym, at the shops, wherever I am, and kind of dismissed them because of their old bodies. It sounds terrible to say. It's horrid. And someone's going to do that to me too. Not dismiss them as in I've been rude, but just in my mind, like, oh, she's an old lady, and like move on. But not realizing that there is a soul with so much going on trapped inside this old body. This old body was once young of hers, and she was once tremendously beautiful and vibrant, and now she's in this frail little old lady body, sure, but her insides are probably richer for all the experiences she's had. And I'm just sort of like, oh, little old lady, move on. But she could be an incredible, wise, compassionate human being. I mean, she could be an incredible poet, a baker, a writer, a singer, sew things, knit, whatever, I don't know, whatever her skills are, but you just dismiss like, oh, well, little old lady, move on. Because our eyes are always attracted to somebody who looks firm, youthful, well made up, pretty, glossy, shiny, long hair, whatever, thin, curvy, small waist, whatever the beauty ideal is at the time. And we dismiss anyone who doesn't fit that. And it happens so fast in your brain, you don't even realize it, but it's wrong. And I know it's wrong. And I know people are going to do that to me. But on the other side, there's also freedom in being a little bit more invisible. So, you know, when you go about your day and you go shopping and all that, and anonymity and invisibility can be quite freeing because you can just get on with your day, sit and have your coffee without people really looking at you. And I think every celebrity wishes for that. And there's a freedom to just being a little bit outside of the general gaze. I can see that. I could see how that would be. And then I suppose when you want the gaze because you've got a talent, no one looks at you. So I guess it's a dual thing, hey? And that's with everything in life, isn't it? There's the good side of it and the bad side of it. So the good side of being very visible and beautiful, all the pressure comes with it, and you can never escape and hide. And then when you are not fitting the societal ideal, you can just go about your day. But when you want to be seen for, maybe it's a job or a whatever position, promotion, showing off your talents, you will feel that people are dismissing you. So, do you think thin privilege exists? This is something I mean, obviously it does because they write about it, and but is the same as is there a beauty privilege? Is there a youth privilege? I guess there is a privilege to any of these things, isn't there? Yeah, so it's some interesting questions I've been thinking of. Let me just look at my notes. And speaking of that, I started watching yesterday on Netflix Survival of the Thickest. You might have seen it. I don't know if you have. Not something very likely for me to watch because it's mainly Black people, people of color in that series. But it doesn't matter. Humans are humans. But what I'm enjoying so much is that the main actress, Michelle, forgive me, I can't pronounce her surname or don't even know how to say it. She is so cute and wise and witty and breaking all the beauty standards, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, the culture is different. It's Black culture, Black American culture, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the underlying message, and I can see what it is. It's just accept your size, accept how you are. It's promoting body diversity, body inclusivity. And I think that that is so great because every human being at some point in their lives feels left out, unseen, unworthy, I think. And then I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race. And again, it's about people who don't fit in are now finding this is their little space. So the drag queens obviously probably were bullied, picked on for being different. And now here they get to shine. And I'm just like, we can all relate to that. Every human can relate to that. So I'm enjoying it a lot. And how they use makeup and fashion and glamour as a tool, as an art form, as a, excuse me, a form of expression, which it should be. So for us women, we could take a leaf out of their books and use makeup as a form of self-expression and nothing more and nothing less. It really can be a joy. So if you use makeup, use it as a joy, as something to have fun with, play around with, but it's not, I mean, don't feel like you have to always be made up. I think, anyway, that's what I'm taking from it. And what was my last point here? Yes, there's a YouTuber. Her channel is called Women Blazing Trails. Her name is Eva, IVA. And I actually came across her through Medium. I do some writing on Medium. Medium is a place where writers can share their work. And she is now over 60. And I enjoy her spirit. She's got this very feisty spirit. And her videos, I mean, she's not a traditional beauty. She's not a classical beauty, but her spirit shines through. So she is beautiful. But what I love is that she is just unabashedly, unapologetically herself on her YouTube channel. And I just always feel like we need more older women, and there are some of them on there now on YouTube, on social media, just being themselves. No makeup, unless they're using makeup, whatever. If they actually, it doesn't matter if they have makeup or not. As I said, makeup is a form of self-expression, but she's on there herself, not following a beauty ideal. And even she says she struggles with what she sees in the mirror as she ages. And it gives us permission to be who we are when you see someone else just being who they are, raw and real, with the struggles, with feeling, because a lot of them also like, this is who I am and I'm so cool with it. But she's actually very honest, saying, I'm seeing all these changes. I don't always love it, but I have to remind myself to love myself. And I'm a cool person and I like myself. And this is just the packaging. And yes, it's getting older, it's deteriorating, it's sagging, blah, blah, blah. She went on and on about her mixed feelings about aging. And I think that that is so vulnerable and true, but she's still holding a space for all of us to accept our aging. And that's what I hope as I get older and older with each year, with each decade, is to hopefully I can hold a space for people on YouTube to just be themselves, be who you are, whoever that is in the moment, and it will change. I think it also is okay for things to change. We go through phases in our lives. We go through seasons in our lives. I go through seasons, that's for sure. I've been through a Latin and ballroom dancing season or phase. It ended because I just couldn't do the lessons anymore. I went through a very hectic gym season. Lately, I'm like in and out of the gym. It's just not as consistent as it was. And there may be a season where I just no longer go to gym. Who knows? I don't know. I went through a very running season where I trained and I did 2 marathons and I was going to do an ultra marathon, but I didn't. And it's okay to have stages where you do something and then you don't do something. And it's okay to have stages where you are young and made up and pretty and wear the pencil skirts and the high heels and the cute outfits. And then it's okay to say, you know what, I'm 50 now. fuck all that shit, I'm done with it, it's also okay. You don't have to be one thing forever. You really don't. It's just, you can do you. I always say that in all my videos. You do you. So I leave you with that message. You do you. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit all over the place, but that is how we are as human beings. Love you all. Bye. Bye.